Alright guys, I have saved the best for last. This is my most passionate topic, and pillar number 10 is don't pay for leads. I need you guys to stop paying for leads. It's really bad for this industry. I'm going to explain to you what they do, and then I'm going to give you literally more than 50 other ways to get your own leads. So here's what happens with companies like Angie's List and Thumbtack. They spend a very significant amount of money vacuuming up all of your clients. They literally capture your clients before your clients can make it to you. And once they get them captured, they convince those clients that the only safe way to hire somebody to work on their house and the only reliable way to hire somebody to work on their house is for them to be going through places like Angie's List and Thumbtack to find reputable providers. And that reputable provider, that's you. And as long as you're willing to just give them your money, they'll send you to that client, or they'll send that client to you. They're not really doing any significant vetting at all, but they convince the clients that they are. They're now getting between you and the client and saying, no, you got to pay the toll. If you want to get to the client, you got to pay the toll, and I'm the toll keeper. So you pay them that toll just for the privilege of talking to that client. And then, by the way, they also sell that same client to 3 or 4 or 5 other providers, and each provider is paying the same fee that you're providing. And the worst part about this is, let's say it's for something like a faucet replacement, and I don't know what their current pricing is, but let's just hypothetically say that they're going to charge you $20 or $25 for a faucet replacement lead. And then they're also going to charge 4 or 5 or 6, who knows how many other handymen, the same $20 or $25 for that faucet replacement lead. And let's say you're going to charge $125 to replace the faucet. So now you've paid $25, so you paid 1/5 of the total amount that you're going to charge for this job. 1/5 of that, 20%, you had to pay just to get the lead. But what's worse is 5 other guys also paid that 1/5, that same 20% for that same lead. And in the end, the person who's inserted themselves between you and your client, that person has made, or that company has made, as much money capturing a client and reselling the client as you've made actually doing the job. And that $25 you paid for that lead, you're just passing along to the client. Because if you weren't passing it along to the client, you could just charge $100 instead of $125 and get more work and have happier clients. Or you could charge that $125 and keep the whole $125 in your pocket. So I really can't stand these guys. They take all the money that you pay them, they charge you too much, then they take the money you paid them and roll that money back into keeping themselves inserted between you and the client. It's like you go knock on the client's door and Angie's List answers the door and says, if you want to talk to these folks, you're going to have to pay the price. Give me the toll. So more than anything, I really want you guys to stop paying for leads. And to help you get there, I'm going to give you a list right now of more than 50 different ways to go about finding leads. And I'm not going to dive into each one of these super deep, but what I am going to do is I'm going to make a bunch of separate videos on these. And also, you're in luck, today I'm also, in conjunction with filming this, I'm also filming an episode for the masterclass, which hopefully will be out in a couple months. And for the episode of the masterclass, one of the episodes is going to be how to get clients. And the only thing not on that list is how to buy leads. So let's go through the list. This is more than 50 individual, unique ways to get your own clients without literally buying leads from people who have stolen those leads from you to begin with. Number 1 is going to be a Google business profile, and this comes along with also get reviews. So you want to get the profile and you want to get as many reviews on there as you can, and that's going to help you rank up near the top. And that's free, guys. That doesn't cost you anything to get that business profile. And number 2 is just simply to have a website. And this is super easy and affordable to do too. If you want to do it on your own, you can go through Wix. I've got a link in the description. It'll use AI to build your website, and then you can just go in there and edit a few things. You can also hire an external company to build a website for you. I don't happen to have any partners or sponsors in that arena right at this moment while I'm filming, but if I do get one by the time you watch this video, you'll find them listed in the description as well. Number 3 is going to be personal social media. So this is your personal Facebook page and your wife or your girlfriend's or your family's personal Facebook pages. Just have people start posting on there that they know a guy who does handyman work, maybe even come up with a few ads, and just get that spread literally through your own personal social media sites and Facebook pages. Number 4, I've heard a lot of guys have a lot of success with, although it's not a personal favorite of mine, and that's going to be Facebook community groups. Now, in my experience, Facebook community groups, typically when somebody mentions needing a handyman, or when somebody tries to refer a handyman, 12 other people jump in because they've got a cousin that'll work for like $12 an hour. So I don't think it's the best way to go, but I have had a lot of people tell me they've had a lot of luck in that arena, so give it a shot if you'd like to give that a shot. And then also, still along the same Facebook pathway, is going to be actual Facebook ads, and this is also Instagram ads. They kind of merge the two together, but using Facebook to actually put ads out the way that any other business would put ads out. Number 6 is going to be Google ads, very similar to Facebook ads, and with Google ads you can do pay-per-click, or you can do Google Local Ad Services, which is a different program. It's not the same as Google Ads. Google Local Ad Services is a pay-per-lead type of thing, which, as I've said before, I do not recommend, but the Google Local Services ads are not vacuuming up leads and then reselling them back to you at an inflated price. They're just simply charging you a set price, similar to price per click, but instead it is price per contact. So it's price per person who calls or emails you. Very similar, but not exactly the same as Google Ads. Next is going to be Nextdoor. Nextdoor stands out as unique because Nextdoor does not charge you specifically for leads. Nextdoor, instead, my understanding is they actually charge the people who are looking for you a very teeny tiny fee for them to find you, but they do not charge you for leads. And I do believe you can also advertise on Nextdoor. If you want to spend a little extra money, you can actually put some ads out on there. Number 9 is your business having social media presences and profiles. So get your business on TikTok, get your business on Facebook, get your business on Instagram, on YouTube, all the social media sites. Go ahead and get your business on there and start posting content for the work you're doing, and make sure that you've got it optimized to be local. So in the descriptions and stuff, you're putting that you're in. For example, I'm in Tucson, so I'd make sure to put Tucson in the title, in the description, so that people in my community can find me. Number 10 is going to be Yelp, and that can be paid or unpaid. Yelp is free to simply claim your business and keep it on there and respond to comments and stuff. And there's also a paid version on Yelp as well. I don't know if it works well or not. I just know that it's there. Also, it's going to be number 11, the Better Business Bureau. That is going to help you out, especially with the older people. Generally, the older generations, they really like the Better Business Bureau, and they're going to go check with them to see what kind of reputation your business has. So it's good to be signed on with them. Number 12 is Craigslist, just a simple Craigslist ad. That's a lot of how I got my start, and that is how a lot of contractors, tradesmen, handymen, and really anyone else in the home services industry, a lot of us got our start by just paying $5 or $6 for those little Craigslist ads. You've also got mass email marketing, which you can hire third-party companies to do, or if you have something like Jobber, which, by the way, there's a link in the description for Jobber if you want to get a free trial, but Jobber has something on there where you can do mass email marketing to your own existing clientele. You can send out mass emails to provide discounts or specials for different times a year. Number 14 is mass mailers. There's also plenty of companies online for that where you can go target your mass mailings to the neighborhoods that you'd like to work in. And then you've also got door hangers, and that's whether you're going and hanging them yourself. You can just order them online and go hang them. Or there are actual companies you can hire, and they will hire guys to go out and do the door hanging for you. Number 16 is HOAs and their community newsletters. And by the way, they don't just have newsletters. HOAs also oftentimes have preferred vendors lists that you can get yourself on as well. Number 17 is TaskRabbit. Now, TaskRabbit is another example where they're not going to charge you for leads specifically, but I do have to say, in my experience from what I've heard from all of you guys, TaskRabbit does not pay well. So you're competing with a lot of people who are really putting themselves out there cheap, and it's not going to be as easy for you to get good pay on TaskRabbit, but it may be one small way for you to get some small amount of work to add to your schedule. Number 18 is a referral or affiliate program, and what I mean by this is a program that you run internally with your business for your own clients to get paid or to get rewarded in one way, shape, or form for referring your business out to their friends and family. There's one of those that you can set up on Jobber as well, where they puts them into that program and they get discounts or whatever for getting you referred out. But look into those programs. Number 19 is realtors. Realtors need handymen all the time. I prefer working for realtors who are representing the seller. They're usually more motivated to get the work done and willing to pay a premium. And then you've also got my personal favorite, which is what my entire business is built around, which is property management companies. They have an endless supply of work. The jobs have to get done. They're not optional jobs. When a toilet stops running, a property manager is required by law to get that toilet fixed. So they have an endless supply of work that they're legally required to have done, and they need really reliable handymen who can juggle 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, even 60 jobs at one time. So check on property management companies and check out my other videos on how to get signed on with property management companies. Number 21 is small local businesses. You can approach them individually. A lot of these businesses, even if they're leasing from somebody else, if the building itself is owned by somebody who leases out commercial space, oftentimes the businesses in those spaces are still responsible for their own maintenance, so they do need handymen as well. And there are also, by the way, property management companies for those commercial spaces at the same time that some of these small businesses just find their own handyman. So either way, small local businesses can be a great place to get some work. Number 22 is also connecting with other tradesmen and contractors in your area. This would include plumbing companies, this would include restoration companies, this would also include contractors who are building new houses. All of these guys oftentimes need handymen to send some of those smaller touch-up finishing type jobs off to. Number 23 is door-to-door. Just go through the neighborhood and knock on one door at a time and offer your services. I think you'd be surprised how many people need a handyman and need a handyman now, and especially if you've got tools and materials with you already, you might be able to just knock those jobs out right there on the spot. Number 24 is going to be your local chamber of commerce and or realtors associations. These are typically larger citywide organizations that you can join on to offer your services and to just network with everybody around town. Number 25 is going to be to do community service. You would be surprised how often food banks and other community service type organizations are actually filled with local businesses who have a lot of connections, and if you can go and meet them by networking, by doing the community service, you can oftentimes get your foot in the door and get your name out there to the people who are going to need your services in the future. Number 26, vehicle wraps or magnets. I feel like this one's self-explanatory. If everybody can see your business name and your business phone number on your vehicle, you're going to get some phone calls from that. Number 27, parking lot flyers. I sure do hate when I find them on my window, but they do work. Number 28, bulletin boards. This could be at Ace Hardware, Home Depot, your local grocery store, your kids' school, convenience stores, all over the place. Anywhere that you can find a bulletin board, see if you can get your business name and phone number put up there on that bulletin board. Number 29, business cards, self-explanatory. Have them, pass them out, ask everybody to pass them out for you. Number 30, yard signs and telephone poles. This is like the political signs you find at the street corners or things taped and stapled to poles all over the place. Just throw them posters out everywhere that you can throw them out at. Number 31, local newspapers and classifieds, self-explanatory. Number 32, billboards. You'd be surprised how affordable a billboard can actually be sometimes. Number 33, local news, and this goes two different ways. One is do something newsworthy that the news might want to report on, such as charity work and community service. Or, believe it or not, a lot of times these morning shows, you can actually pay to be on the morning show. You can pay like $600 for a 15-minute spot on a morning show where they interview you and your business, and you're basically telling the whole city, again, this is mostly the older retired crowd, but they have plenty of money to hire a handyman, and you can go and you can pay to be on the local news on the morning show. And number 34 is local coupon books. These are typically the ones getting sold by like your basketball team or the cheerleaders by the local high school. These are just the local coupon books that they show up at your door trying to sell to you. For 20 bucks, the book's full of coupons. You can get your business into that coupon book. Next, number 35 is event and team sponsorship. So imagine the baseball game that you're at, and on the backstop there is some poster for some local handyman business. That could be your handyman business. Number 36 is going to be getting your ads on the local radio and or local TV stations. Can be surprisingly affordable. Number 37 is government and institutional contract bids. This applies to Department of Defense, state, federal, county, city, universities, and any other large institution you can imagine. They're typically going to have some website that you go through where you submit all of your business paperwork. You have to get accepted into the program just to be able to submit bids, but once you're in the program and able to submit bids, you can just go in and look through everything that they're looking for bids for, and you can submit your bid and get chosen. And sometimes these are really big contracts, guys, so don't forget about those. Number 8, number 38 is what's called guerrilla marketing, and this is basically where you go to Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, wherever, you go to a hardware store, and you just hang around in the aisles and answer questions for people until you land on somebody who needs to hire you, and then you skedaddle right out of there to their house and you get paid to do some work for them. I've never done it, but I've known a lot of guys who said they have, and apparently it works. So let me know. You go try it. Let me know if it works out for you. Number 39 is a new thing I didn't know about called Amazon Home Services. I do not have any additional information for you other than it's called Amazon Home Services. You can sign up as a vendor to be a participant in the Amazon Home Services, and I believe the way that they charge you is by taking a percentage of the money that the client pays to have you do the work. Now, I don't like this, again, because they've become a middleman, but at least you're not paying for a lead that 4 or 5 other people also paid for. You're not paying just for the opportunity to maybe be able to do some work. At least with Amazon Home Services, it sounds like you're paying for the actual job, and hopefully you could just, do a few of these, get it behind you, and move on to having your own clients. Number 40 is third-party services, and there's a lot of examples of these. I cannot list them all, but imagine, for example, that you go to Best Buy and you buy a TV, and Best Buy says, would you like to buy a mounting service? Well, when you say yes and you pay Best Buy for this mounting service, they're utilizing other third-party services that are having teams of guys, other handymen just like you, who have signed on and agreed in advance to do certain types of work, like TV mounting, like bicycle assembly at Walmart. It's all over the map, guys. You'll have to do a lot of Google searching. But you can sign on for these sites where you're offering your services. You're saying, yes, I'm qualified to perform this job. I agree to the pricing that you've said. I've submitted my insurance. And you can get these jobs farmed out to you as a third-party provider for these larger corporations. Number 41 is the Home Depot referral program. I'm always surprised that I'm mentioning them to y'all, but every time I talk to any tradesman or handyman who's been on with a Home Depot referral program, apparently you pay for the jobs that they give you, or for the leads, or however you want to look at it. I do believe it's leads, but you're not paying cash. You're using points, and you gain the points by shopping at Home Depot, which most of you are doing already. So you're basically trading in the points that you get for shopping there in exchange for leads. And I still kind of don't like it because you are exchanging some amount of value for simply a lead. But I swear everyone I've talked to keeps telling me, and I don't have an affiliation with Home Depot, at least not yet, not at the time that I'm filming this, but everyone that I talk to tells me that if they've been in that program, they have enjoyed it, they've gotten a lot of good work out of it, and they had a very positive experience. Number 42, don't forget to just upsell existing jobs. Every time you get a job, you might get the tiniest little job for just a toilet that's still running, but when you're walking up to that property, you see a bunch of rotten fascia, you can give them an estimate to fix that rotten fascia. You can upsell yourself on some of these smaller, easier handyman jobs. Number 43 is branded gifts. So imagine little pocket knives, little flashlights, pens and pencils, anything at all, just teeny tiny little cheap things that you can pass around to everybody that's got your business name and number on it. Number 44 is local influencer advertising, and this is kind of a new area, but most cities have local influencers who are just going around showing everybody what restaurants are best, what bars are best, what parks are best, things to do and see around town. Local influencers can and will typically partner with local providers to advertise their services, so check into those. Number 45 is Groupon. I actually did this a very long time ago with my food truck when I had a food truck. And it's essentially, it's not free advertising exactly because you are giving some sort of deal, but you offer some sort of coupon or discount or, you know, buy two, get one free kind of deal through the Groupon website. So when people go to Groupon and they're looking for deals around town, they end up running across your business, and it's kind of like free advertising, even if it's not perfectly free. Number 46 is going to be booths at events. A good example of that would be here in Tucson. We have the home show once per year. You can go get a booth at the home show as a handyman and just spend 2 days over the weekend just pitching yourself to everybody as a great local handyman business to work with. Number 47 is apparel. That means hats, t-shirts, jackets, etc. Any apparel that has your brand and preferably your phone number on it as well. You can wear it, your friends and family can wear it. You can maybe even pass it out to clients if your clients want to wear those things for you as well. Number 48, lead paint certification. And this is not only limited to lead paint certification, but unfortunately we are limited to my experience. And my experience is that I got lead paint certified, and throughout that process towards the end, I was able to add my name to a database, or rather my business's name, to a database of lead paint certified companies with my zip code, so that when somebody needs a lead paint certified company, they can go into that database and quickly find my company and hire my company. Now, I did not actually go through with putting my company into there because I don't want extra work. I'm very happy with where I'm at with property managers, but if you get certified for lead paint, then you'll be able to add your name to that database. And I would assume, although I don't know for sure, that if you go get additional certifications for things like asbestos, there are probably similar networks that you can put your name into to list yourself as asbestos certified, lead paint certified, mold certified, or any number of other safety certifications. Moving on, getting closer to the end, number 49 is going to be moving companies. And if you think about it, it makes perfect sense. If you're moving into or out of any particular place, then you probably need to do some fixing of something, either at the place you're leaving or the place you're going to. So moving companies often can refer you out to people who need handyman work done, even if it's just little things like mounting shelves and TVs. Number 50 is TPA, or Managed Repair Networks. These are third-party administrators or managed repair networks. I'm going to do more deep diving into this, but this is getting you into the insurance world. And the insurance world pays really, really well. And you might think that in the insurance world, you need a million certifications and all sorts of connections. The truth is you actually don't. You can get in on some of these managed repair networks and third-party administrators where you can be the handyman. You may not be doing the big work, right? You're not renovating an entire flooded property for the insurance company if you're not really in and certified with all the software and connections to be able to make that happen. But they still need handymen to go in at the end and do a lot of touch-up painting and things like that. So you can get your foot in the door by searching for these and becoming an approved vendor for those guys. And number 51 is going to be local insurance adjusters. Just Google them up and get in touch with them. Similar to what I was talking about with the TPA and the managed repair networks, these local insurance adjusters oftentimes just have teeny tiny little simple touch-up paint type jobs that they need handymen for, or that their clients need handymen for, and they can pass your name and business number out for that. So guys, there's 51 different ways. There's probably a dozen or two more that I haven't thought of, but there's 51 different ways right now that you can jump into to go find work that don't involve you paying a company who goes and purposefully inserts themselves in between you and your clients. They're stealing your clients from you and then selling your client back to you. These are 51 different ways that you can get around that and not support those companies. So with all that being said, I love you guys. I hope you're out there killing it. I hope you've enjoyed the 10 Pillars series, or if you're watching this in the masterclass, I hope you're enjoying the masterclass. But I love you guys. I hope you're out there killing it, and I'll see y'all on the next one.